cannot continue like that. It's impossible to live like that. The Soviet Union showed that. Now, communism is revolution, violent revolution to bring in, social protections. Democracy, over time, brings the same things in by stealth. So you end up with communism, the communal compulsory compassion aspect. Now, compassion is great. I agree with it. It's beautiful. But I would like to eyeball the man that I give my money to, and I would like to see him grateful. Compulsory compassion is evil. You can quote me on that. Compulsory compassion is evil. It is ruining us. You're making the productive man sick in order to make the sick man live like a millionaire. This is plainly ridiculous and cannot continue. Furthermore, added to these vicious tax rates, we don't have a growing population in order to sell into. There's a huge absence of people that once we would have had. I was looking for a time now when we would have twice the population. 8 million people, not 4 million people. Where are they? They're not buying my things. I can't sell into people to people who don't exist. And people alongside me also feel the lack of confidence in selling to people who simply don't exist. And they're not selling to me because they know that I'm not confident enough to buy their stuff, and they're not confident enough to buy my stuff. We're looking at a big blank space on the wall, if you like. I mean, where are the 4 million that I was expecting now to be there? We've got 4 million people, but I was expecting 8. And by the time of my possible death, say at the age of 80, I was expecting New Zealand to have 12 million people. But we maybe have 6. So where are the 6 million people at that point? They don't exist and won't exist. And people say immigration. But when an immigrant comes into the country, you don't have 20 years of childhood growth, selling shoes and socks and clothes and food and so on to that person for 20 years unchallenged. You have adults who immediately compete with you for jobs and for business. They might open a shop exactly like yours right next to you, in a manner of speaking. And so you've got half the trade because of the adult immigrants, or a proportion less, and everybody is suffering that kind of phenomena. You can't move forward confidently in that way, and our economies are built on confidence, so it's eating away. And now we're having millionaires and multi-millionaires in big trouble paying quite ordinary things like rates. We are definitely crashing in a very bad way, and phase 3 is not something we can look forward to, because I think we will have this $35 billion debt to pay on a much, much more reduced economy, and priming the pump on a formerly wealthy economy does not work. But please look at my other video where I address these issues and others and fold them into each other and show how they connect and so on. The video is called An Open Letter to the New Zealand Prime Minister. Thank you for watching, and I hope you catch others of my videos on this kind of thing, because the person who correctly analyses the situation is probably the person you will need to come to find out what the solutions are. The person who spent time examining why and how this has come about is also, I assure you, the person who's been thinking about what possible solutions there are to this problem. And there are solutions. They are very tough solutions, and you probably won't like them, but they will be necessary, and You need a person who's thought about the whys and the wherefores very solidly to put them into place. So God bless you, and may you consider these matters in the deepest possible manner, because this is serious. We are collapsing like the Soviet Union, though a democracy we be. And all kinds of things, our laws, our economics, and even our political system needs to be reformatted and reformed and reconfigured. The basic fundamental things must be looked at again. God bless you. Have a good night.